Productions, and I'll be talking about the coaster relating with the same name. This is called the first episode of Coaster Cousins. So, welcome to one of my first Coaster Cousins series here. And this topic, we'll be talking about Batman themed rides. That includes Batman the Ride and Batman Dark Knight. There are two different names, but I will rather combine them to one because they're both Batman themed. And it's my favorite superhero, by the way. It's a little background. And that's why they're my favorite rides, because Batman is my favorite superhero. Here, first off, is we have the original Batman the ride. It's a invert coaster. The first one opened in '92. It has 5 inversions, which has vertical loop, zero G roll, another vertical loop, and then 2 flat spins, also known as corkscrews. If you're a B&M fan, then this is called a flat spin. Locations are in almost every Six Flags except for Fiesta, Texas, New England, America, and of course Mexico. We'll get that to later because the reason why I say it's not located in Mexico is because they don't have a B&M in Mexico. They have like a different type of ride. And also in Spain they do have a Batman the ride in Spain. It's called Batman El Escape, and they're all open in '92 to 2002. So basically, the 10th anniversary, they built one in Spain. So yeah, we'll get about to the Mexico one later because they indeed do have 2 Batman the rides. So I'll get that to the later. And this is what we were talking about: Batman the ride in Six Flags Mexico in Distrito Federal. It's a Vekoma suspended looping coaster, also known as a SLC, which is an invert coaster, but it's Vekoma's version of an invert. It has the same amount of inversions as the previous Batman, but the ride is a little different from the previous slide I showed you. It opened in 2002, which is the 10th. I mean 2000. I made a typo right there. It's actually opened in 2000 on the Millennium Year. It's a standard Vekoma SLC, so what it means is that all the other coasters are being cloned. They have a side they have a rollover that looks like a heart. That's like the first 2 inversions you come up with. And then they have a sidewinder, also known as an emmelman loop, but it's a sidewinder. And then the 2 twists, and then they have lots of turns, and that's it, which is considered really boring. But they have like 2 inversions, like back to back. But yeah, I kind of find it boring because they're everywhere, and they don't. And the bad thing about Vekoma rides, they do give you headaches. This one is a headbanger, and they have the old school seating, so it is. So watch out for the headbangers. If you live in Mexico, then I wish you had the American Batman like this one, but they got the cheap one from Vekoma. Next off is Batman the Ride at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. I didn't expect that to come in when I first heard on the announcements. I expected a B&M floor, no, a B&M flying coaster, but it turns out to be a 4D Fishman. Originally, it was really cool when it opened in 2015, but as I noticed, other Six Flags have been cloning this ride as the Joker. We'll get that to the next video. It was cool at first, but now that it's been cloned, like, come on, you're not supposed to clone a ride just because one is already popular. You could make your own and make it even popular than that. It's manufactured by SNS Sensei, also known as SNS or SN, SNS Power, but now it's Japanese now. It used to be Utah. It's still in Utah, but it's owned by Japanese people. The SNS Sensei. That's you notice the name is in Japanese. It has 6 inversions, depends on the cycle. As I seen, Coaster Studios said Taylor said that when he wrote this ride has different experiences when you ride it every time. You may not get all the full 6 inversions, but it depends on what ride. Like one ride has 6 inversions, one ride has 4 inversions, and so on. They probably it changes every ride because it depends on the weight. And it opened 2 years ago, 2015. This is my favorite Batman coaster, Batman the Dark Knight coaster. It's located in Six Flags New England, and it's a floorless coaster, and it's built by my favorite manufacturer, B&M. And it also has, the same amount as the other rides, e- except for the Texas one. This one has also 5 inversions like the first two. It is located in Massachusetts. It opened in 2002. The inversions, they have like a vertical loop, a dive loop, a zero G roll, and 2 corkscrews. When I rode it, it was pretty cool. It was a small compacted coaster, like it fits to a smaller park. I believe Universal Studios, my home park, Universal Studios, should get one of these. It's actually like almost the size as Vortex in my home park in California, just Great America, which is 30 minutes away from where I live. But yeah, this is if Knott's Berry Farm ever gets a floorless, then this is a great addition. Just so you know, I will like definitely this ride is perfect for a smaller park or the park with landlocked. This is a type of floorless coaster. Yeah, I didn't mean to clone it, but at least have like a different layout or have an extra inversion at least. But this is one of the best Batman rides I ever heard. This is the only Batman coaster that's not cloned. And here comes the least favorite of. I'm not a big fan of kiddie coasters since I'm too big to ride them and they're not as intense as the other ones. This one's called Batman Dark Knight as well. It's an indoor roller coaster built by manufacturer Mack. It has no inversions, so this is a family-friendly ride, and is located at America, Great Adventure in Mexico. Great America. Sorry, people. Great Adventure and Great America opened a year before Mexico's because Mexico's Dark Knight used to be from New England, but New England ended up canceling the project due to at least bankruptcy, so it was sent to Six Flags Mexico instead. When this ride was brought to New England, the Florida coaster that I mentioned was called Batman the Ride. So to prevent confusion for this ride, and I pretty much was a little disappointed when I heard about this ride being canceled in New England. But I'm also impressed for the people who live in Mexico because I have family that also lives in Mexico, and they probably need an experience like that. Well, and this is the end of the video. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to comment what you like or what you dislike, and give this video a like. This is Costa Craft Productions, and I'll see you guys next time.